So this is a little rundown on various greases and sealants that I like to use and figure out over the years. And then also just like a slightly scientific way of applying oil to the air filters and doing it so you don't get oil over your hands. So this is the selection of various sticky and slippery things. So for instance, this is some of the best servo tape or double stick tape you can buy. It's a piece of silicone with really good adhesive on both sides, so it doesn't leave any residue when you take it off. That's Parma tape. Even made in USA. Alright, these are a couple of dry lubes that you could mess around with. This one's definitely a wax based. It comes out, it leaves everything kind of white before you wipe it off. Kind of like car wax. This is definitely different. Definitely more Teflon-y and kind of oily. Been testing this stuff out, this ultra disc brake caliper lube. And that's actually, I put that in the syringe, and it's some pretty thick stuff. But it shouldn't damage any rubber because it's silicone based. So I put that in the syringe. You can get these syringes off of Amazon or wherever you'd like. You know, they're like $1 each or something, so they have a nice curve. I'll put a link in the doobly-doo to some of this stuff. This is kind of an all-around, I don't know, just very thin, won't damage rubber. The king of the greases is what Kyosho includes in their kits, which is, I actually took it out of this one and put it in this syringe, and this is what I've been squirting on all the stuff while building these kits. So the closest thing I've found to this in the real world is this Dow Corning 3452 chemical resistant valve lubricant, and it's a fluoride silicone. It's resistant to chemicals. It's not supposed, since it goes on ball valves, it doesn't wash off, but it's pricey. It's like $30 for this tube. But this tube has been around for 6 years, so imagine it lasts a while. Shoe goo is good. It's great for gluing, like reinforcing the bodies. So here's my girlfriend's body. Like all along these edges, right here, some reinforcement. You use it to glue the extra, reinforcement Lexan pieces around the body mount holes and wherever else you'd like to put extra stuff. The reason I show the Gorilla Glue is because their super glue has a cap with a needle in here that goes into here. So when it tips over, it doesn't spill everywhere, so it always stays good. The cap never glues itself. So if you have a toolbox and you can't keep stuff vertical, it's going to lay down, look for the pin in the cap. Blue Loctite, necessary. Green Loctite, this is for gluing bearings, and it's also used, say like in the automotive industry, for gluing sleeves into the engine blocks. For silicones, like sealing stuff around your differentials or whatever, the differential boxes to the chassis, you want to pay attention. The color, they just have the colors. I don't know why they don't just tell you straight up. The black is their lowest durometer, so it's really soft. I think that's how the durometer works. Anyways, the black is their softest, most flexible. The gray is very rigid. I think the blue is somewhere in between, and then whatever their other ones are, you can look it up. And then the rigid stuff it's all right, but I like the softer stuff. This is kind of a non-drying. They say it dries, but for our application, it never dries. So you can like take this stuff and like smear it around your diff boxes to seal them or whatever you want sealed. It works out pretty well, and that about sums it up for all the lubricants and sticky things. Oiling air filters. The way I do this is with a single-use syringe, or just a syringe of some sort, so you can measure the fluid. And I use Bel-Ray foam air filter oil. It's pretty damn good. And then you put it in a container, And so for these Kyosho filters, the inners need about, I'm doing 2.5 cc's. And you do it all in a bag so your hands don't get all oily. So you get your oil, squirt it on there, and then rub it in. And you want to squeeze the foam like pretty small while it's in the oil to get it all soaked in, and then when it expands, it'll be nice and even. And then you try to get it all off the bag. Yeah. And then the outers, we're taking 1.5. I know some people don't oil the outers, but this isn't very much, these aren't very thick. So definitely oiling the outers, just with a little less. So 1.5 cc's. The normal, some of the older air filter styles with the thick foam, really thick inners, they took like 4 cc's on the inners, and then I was using like 2 cc's in the outers, which was too much, but no dirt got through, which is good. And that's it.